You're watching the 420 Pace Network, found at 420radio.ca and paceradio.net.
You're watching the Three High Guys with Al, MJ, and the other Al on the 420 Pace.
The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
I'm a bubble. Hi guys.
Hi guys. One of the new features. Look at that. We're all circled up.
I'm in a bubble.
Hey, are we like two eyes and a nose?
I would be the mouth or the mouthpiece.
You know, I should make a little back screen like for that. Here, let me put our logos. Oh, no, wait. We're running a little bit behind because somebody had to run out to his greenhouse and check something.
Was that you?
No.
Yeah, no comment.
No comment.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, I see. Yeah, and the overlay to it. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, new features here on StreamYard. So we got round circles. Yeah, we got little squares.
And we got rounded corners.
Yeah, we got rounded corners.
Okay. I like this one better just because then there's more chance of checking out my new weed box.
Oh, that looks a lot easier to tote around than the other one.
You know what? Then the big wheelie one, yeah, it is. It's a little bigger than the ammo box that I used to have, but the ammo box used to open up like this. So that was a pain if I was sitting next to somebody.
You had this one a while ago.
This one just opens up this way.
Like a regular.
You've had tackle boxes before. I remember them.
No, it's an ammo box. It's always been an ammo box. But this one now it's got all my stuff in it.
That's a fishing box.
Level. No, this is an actual toolbox. This is a toolbox.
It's a lady's toolbox.
And it's pink, so it's perfect for me.
What's Timmy say?
Timmy says I can. You should see when someone comes up to me and says, "No, you can't do that." I say, "Timmy says I can," and I guarantee you, they won't ask you any more questions other than maybe, "Who's Timmy?"
So when you bought your tote box there, you said that Timmy says I can buy this.
It literally, he can't tell me that I can't do anything anymore because I'm like, hey, you said I could. You said I can.
So you throw that at him himself then.
Yep. So if you got something you want to do, come ask me. I'll probably do it with you. Because Timmy says I can.
That's very bright.
What? Say what?
That's very bright.
With the banner or my hair?
The color. Yeah, I'm going to change it.
The green. Oh,
that's better.
Okay, so not my hair.
It looks a little bit hazy.
Maybe we need black writing. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, see, they better give us all these features for the amount that they friggin'. I just want to
say. You know what? It's supply and demand, and they are competing. They are
No, that's fine. But the thing I have a problem with is not telling people really or giving them the choice to go up or down. They basically just shifted people into a category.
Yeah, they put us all into categories based on our existing plans.
At double the price.
And like for myself, like with my plan doesn't expire until into 2025. So I get
the yearly price.
Yeah, correct. So all these added bonuses features that they've added, I won't be paying for them until my plan renews in 2025.
Yeah, but for those of us who are on monthly, we literally got slammed at double. And just to give people an idea, it was around $50 a month, and now it's gone up to 100 and something.
Wow!
And it's American when what they charge you. So it could fluctuate depending on whatever the dollar is worth the time your bill comes out. So,
That's
we won't be getting any sponsorships from StreamYard.
Well,
No.
with all the other options out there, I'm kind of like,
No, you see this. If you'd let me speak for a second, this is why they're raising the prices. Let me tell you why. First of all, StreamYard is owned by the largest webcam company on the planet, Logitech. Okay, which has the technology to make a site like this work without any bullshit. And then you've got other sites like OneStream. There are an overabundance, but the two competing big ones right now are OneStream and StreamYard. And if you notice, if you use both, they both now have similar features.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
So what you've got supply and demand. Everybody and their fucking grandmother wants to do a podcast in some form or another now.
Yeah.
They think that they've got what it takes. Some people do, some people don't. But by far, technology has given StreamYard a chance to do what they do, and they're going to charge for it. It's supply and demand, like I said.
sure.
Unfortunately, as we have found the last 2.5 years of doing this, it's very expensive.
Well, I'm trying to find their pricing plan for the new stuff.
Well,
I actually sent it. I sent it in the chat.
You have
in
to
our
go
3 High Guys
into.
chat.
Yeah, I was there earlier.
So what I was trying to get at earlier, before I was not letting Al speak, was
That's
when
getting very annoying, Mary Jane. I'm sorry, but it is. Go ahead.
All right, keep going.
Okay, yeah, I agree. It's definitely getting annoying. So what I was saying is I have no problem with StreamYard being competitive. What I have a problem with is if you're paying the lowest price for a monthly service and they change their monthly service. And I understand I had 4 when I first started. 4, I could have up to 4 people or whatever. Don't just change me to a comparable plan. Put me on the cheapest plan, and then
you have the choice to
call.
change that yourself, though, Mary Jane. So
yeah, after being billed.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. After being already transferred over to the higher
Oh,
amount.
they didn't inform you before they took the money out.
No, they
This
don't.
Is all of a sudden your bill.
All of a sudden the bill is, and it's doubled. It was like, what happened?
This announcement that they just did last week is they're telling you.
Yeah. Like I have no problem with them being
competitive.
I get it, but
they send out a monthly newsletter that has their changes, what's coming, what's being removed, blah, blah, blah. They have put these things together because their competitors are doing it this way. Okay. I'll say from knowledge, because we use them, OneStream is double the price of what the new pricing for StreamYard is going to be, which is only $50 a month.
And just so you know, I still can't find any dollars.
If you go, you have to log out of your account, Al, and actually go as if you were a newbie signing up, and then hit upgrade.
Right?
Yeah, because
I went to the link.
It will take you to the new pricing. Yeah,
I went to the link that MJ mentioned that was in our thread, and
there was no mention of prices.
No mention. It doesn't say how much. It just says that there's new pricing, blah blah blah. But there's no.
It used to be like 44, and now it's 88 something.
No. They've left their free thing where you can go in. You've got 15 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But the next one up is now 49, which used to be the professional. They're calling that, I think, the advanced or something that now. But they have taken away a few things, but they've added a few things, and it's not double. I'll tell you that. It's not double. Okay.
Well,
not for the plan that I would use anyways. It's not double. But anyways, those changes are coming. We've got some new stuff here. How's about we move on to segments?
We shall. All righty. What do you say? We go to a commercial first, and then we'll be right back. It's only a short one. Are you looking for non-stop, continuous cannabis and psychedelic programming? If you are, then turn your browsers to 420radio.ca or paceradio.net, where you will find the 420 Pace Re-Rolled Saturday. Everything gets started at 8 a.m. Eastern Saturday.
I just want to say that was a little premature, Al.
It was. I got the Eastern in, though. All right, MJ, you're up. Motivational morning.
All right. Okay, so we're going to talk today about embracing challenges. We all face obstacles, whether they're small or big, and it's extremely tempting to avoid them because of discouragement or other challenges. Every challenge you face is a chance to grow stronger, learn something new, and become more resilient. If you think about it, some of the best stories and successes come from people who have faced tough situations and use them to become better versions of themselves. I mean, after all, it wasn't the easy days that shaped you. It was the hard ones.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're encountering difficulties, instead of saying, why me? Try shifting your mindset to, what can I learn from this? Or how can I get through this? How can I grow through this? Challenges are not roadblocks, they're stepping stones. They push you out of your comfort zone and lead you to places you might never have reached otherwise. So today, when you face something difficult, whether it's a tricky task at work or a personal struggle or just a moment of doubt, remember it's an opportunity for growth. Lean into it. Give it your absolute best shot and trust that it's only going to make you stronger, smarter, and more capable. Whatever you do, don't shy away from challenges. Run towards them. Embrace them and watch how they transform you. So get out there and take on today with the courage and determination of a buffalo. And remember, you've got this. And the reason why I say of a buffalo, here's your quote. As the storm rolls over the ridge, the buffalo will turn and charge directly into the storm, running into the storm and ultimately minimizing the amount of pain, time, and frustration that they experience from it. So don't shy away from the hard challenges. Face them head on. So be the buffalo.
Yep. Be the buffalo.
That's my motivational moment for us.
Well, that'd be like patients, for example. Patients have an illness and they face challenges, head on. Almost daily. And, some people take those setbacks in life and actually grow them and make them a better opportunity. Something that they would never have even thought of themselves doing.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Yeah. That was it. Sort of the advice that I received from the insurance company when I became sick. They came to my house.
I was going to say when you had an accident. I thought you were going to say when you had an accident.
No. The actual insurance
Be
company.
positive. You're going to die.
Talk to me about stuff when I got sick.
Did they?
And that's what they said. When I first got sick, they came and came to my place. My coordinator came and spoke to me through the insurance company, and they said that don't sit on the couch.
Don't be despaired.
Get involved in something and do something in order to keep yourself active and keep your mind going, all that.
Which is what I started when I started the radio station. I had just lost the house in Mount Forest. I was sitting in an apartment living on $550 a month on rent, and my rent or on welfare, my rent was $500 a month. I needed something to do. And so I just started doing the radio station. So here I am 20 years ago. And so I mean it works.
Yeah.
I mean, have a lot of friends in the community that support what I'm trying to do, but just me and my endeavors, I guess, is the best way to do it. As you do, you know,
and you know, you can
doing
look
this
at
a long time.
You can look at the number of followers and things that you have on all your social media, as far as,
you know, that's back in the day when we started doing this, Al, you could actually see your site, your stats. And I mean, and the numbers were up in the millions, but they've changed that so that you don't see those numbers. What you see is what they want you to see, you know. And the type of people that are using social networks or social media are different as well. There's a lot of scammers out there now. I mean, I don't remember the last time somebody just said, "Hey, Al, how you doing?" It's all, "Hi, I'm blah, 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 and we're doing this, and we'd love to have you on board. If you'd like more information," you know what I'm talking about, right?
So. MJ, continue with your motivational.
She was
done.
She was done being fucking motivated.
I was just making sure that we weren't veering off course here. You know, like
no, I was sitting here making sure I don't ruffle any feathers. Just done the segment.
Next segment. Here we go. And here we are. Click.
It's certainly high on the list.
Today, my list for being high. Oh, this is the right one. No, that's not. That's the wrong one, Al. That's later.
Don't pick the right one, Al.
Right. There we go. I got the right one here now. I've been watching a lot of documentaries and stuff about Lake Superior, and I found this interesting, and it is a list, but it's only 7. So we'll watch this and we'll be back to talk about what we saw if we want to.
Lake Superior is the largest of the 5 Great Lakes of North America. It is bordered by Canada to the north and the United States to the south. Here are some interesting facts about Lake Superior. Number 1. With a surface area of 82,103 square kilometers or 31,700 square miles, Lake Superior is the largest of the Great Lakes and the 3rd largest freshwater lake in the world by surface area, after Lake Victoria in Africa and Lake Huron, Michigan in North America. Number 2. Lake Superior is the deepest of the Great Lakes, with a maximum depth of 406 meters or 1,333 feet. It has an average depth of 147 meters or 483 feet. Number 3. Lake Superior contains 12,100 cubic kilometers or 2,900 cubic miles of water, which is enough to cover the entire land surface of North and South America to a depth of 30 centimeters or 12 inches. Number 4. The temperature of Lake Superior varies throughout the year, but it is generally cold. During the summer months, the surface temperature can reach 15 to 20 Celsius or 59 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, while the bottom temperature remains around 4 degrees Celsius or 39 degrees Fahrenheit year-round. Number 5. Lake Superior is home to a variety of fish species, including lake trout, whitefish, and salmon. It is also an important habitat for several bird species, including bald eagles, ospreys, and common loons. Number 6. Lake Superior is an important transportation route for cargo ships, particularly for the transportation of iron ore, which is mined from the surrounding region. The lake is connected to the Atlantic Ocean via the St. Lawrence Seaway. Number 7. Lake Superior is a popular destination for tourists, with many recreational activities available, including fishing, boating, and camping. The lake is also surrounded by several national and state parks, including Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore and Isle Royale National Park. Hope you liked the video. Please don't forget to subscribe. See you soon.
There you go.
Oh, what's going on here? Okay.
That's now on the screen. I do have a question, and I do have a comment.
Okay, I just want to also make a fact here that they did not mention that I find really interesting, but now I've lost the fact.
Oh, oops. Well, maybe it's the same one that I'm thinking of.
It's Lake Superior, because of its size, is considered a freshwater ocean.
Oh,
yeah, that's what people call it. It is a lake,
mm-hmm.
As we've heard, but because of its size, another video that I watched actually showed the size in relation to, and it's as big as, like, it's 2,000 and some odd square miles.
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah,
it's big. All right.
So what were you gonna ask?
The fact that it can look like it's on fire.
It's called the Fire Lake, I think, or the Red Lake.
The Red Lake.
Yeah. I see that almost every night. It's clear. And although I've still not seen the Aurora Borealis at all.
Oh, yeah. Have you?
No,
they were out last night
by then.
They're out last night.
If I had somebody to sit and watch them with, then I would be up, but I'm usually in bed by then or watching.
I was walking dog last night around 9 o'clock, and I thought to myself, geez, that looks like that's going to be the.
And it probably was.
It's coming over the northern horizon there. And then I come back in, and I forgot all about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I never went back out and I thought I forgot about it until I saw it on Facebook this morning, and some of the local posts were pictures, and I thought, fuck.
So that's
the question. I did have a question though.
Okay.
Fact number 2: the depth of the lake and how much water.
Yep.
The guy that was swimming in there, how did he get so deep? It didn't look like he had any aqua. It looked like he was on the bottom, and.
It's very deep.
Yeah.
And here's another interesting fact, that it does not have a lot of nutrients, so the water's very clear. And I'm assuming it's because of how cold it is, right? Mm-hmm. It's usually around 40 degrees, as you heard. So because there's not a lot of nutrients, there's enough nutrients to carry the plant life and the animals that are in there, but it does not create algae and stuff like that.
And that's why it looked clear in the video of the guy swimming, and you could see the bottom.
Yeah. I thought that I love watching videos like that.
And that bottom could be anywhere. It could have been a depth at 50 feet for all you know, right?
There's also thousands of shipwrecks, but they've only found 300 or so far.
That's it.
Yeah. So it is a freshwater ocean, which I find really cool. Yep.
Yeah. All righty. MJ, got anything you got to say about?
Yeah. I sent in our Facebook chat there. It's a location on Google Maps. It's in Sarnia. We stumbled upon it when we were doing the last tour. It's a monument to the Great Lakes. And it's literally like a small scale version of all of the lakes. And you should see Lake Superior.
Hang on. Let me pull this up.
Like, if anybody's like listening, watching, check it out on Google Maps. You can go over top satellite view and see all the lakes, but like nothing compares to being there. Like realizing that Niagara Falls is actually the reason why Niagara Falls exists is because of the way the lakes are elevated, and you actually see it on the ground. They've made it, and all the water flows through and down Niagara Falls and into the lake. It's amazing to just see.
Now, there's also something else that's very interesting that's up here. I'm going to close this. and it is Kakabaka. I'm not sure of the pronunciation, but Kakabaka Falls is northwest of Thunder Bay on your way up to the Manitoba border or the U.S. border at the top of Lake Superior. And that waterfall is the second largest free-falling waterfall in the world, second only to Niagara Falls. And it is, I've been there with my mom. It's an amazing, you can actually walk downstairs, unlike at Niagara Falls. I think that would be a little dangerous, although they do have bottom exhibits you can go to now. You can
They
walk
do have it on
downstairs.
the American side where you can walk down. Right by
They
the
have
house.
they have a lot of new things at Ontario Place. They're utilizing the
Niagara Falls.
well, they're utilizing the hydro plant and everything. But anyways, at Kakabaka, you can walk downstairs and go right down to the lowest level of the falls so that you're like getting the mist and everything. And it's an amazing sight, especially in the middle of the summer. It's wildlife is just crazy up here.
So is this the place where you posted a video of you and Timmy saying that we were at the mini
It was a
Niagara
photo, yeah.
Falls?
I said we were at it was the small Niagara Falls. Timmy and the other comedian did a video where they were going to go over the falls, and they actually went over the falls, but it was just like a.
I thought you were at Niagara Falls, and then you thought, oh no, that was the wrong picture, so you changed your mind.
No, it's a mini Niagara Falls in.
Well,
Sarnia.
it's happened. It's happened. So
Yeah.
Generally, I don't like to post where I am when I'm there.
Correct.
Unless I'm working, in which case, like tonight, I'm like, hey, I'm doing trivia tonight. A Jack Tucker has come out. Then you know where I am.
Did you do your commercial yet?
For obviously
trivia?
not. Right, what you're talking about. So nope.
Alrighty. Are we done with the Al's
The high five list.
No.
I want to know when we're going to hear about the other lakes. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
You know what? Don't get me started, because you know what? There are plenty of videos about the other lakes. For instance, Lake Erie.
Good. We have other weeks for lakes.
Most
perfect.
Dangerous. Anyway.
Nice.
Yeah.
Next week, look forward to Lake Erie.
No.
Oh, no, you should save that one for Halloween week.
Just save that for Halloween. All righty. It's time to move on, and we're gonna get into some munchies. All right.
Today, you want a cha-cha after that.
You want a cha-cha after that? Yeah. Today we have got the top 10 best cannabis recipes. They're kitchen approved. Here we go. I gotta get rid of this out of the way. Come on.
Somewhere. Food 52.
Yeah, now I'm just gonna go directly to everything. I'm not just gonna. Okay, here are the 10 favorite homemade edibles to celebrate. They tell you, actually, we mentioned this earlier in one of our earlier shows, how to make cannabis oil out of coconut oil. And there it is right there on the top. Cannabis oil and how to make the coconut infused cannabis oil.
Oh, yes,
it's a recipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, how to make it, right? So there's one there. There's a plan there. Cannabis pineapple punch.
Can we put a link to that page on in our chat, Al, for our watchers?
Yeah. Yes, listeners, I can.
Listeners, watchers.
Here we go. Right here. Paste.
Thanks.
Gone. Go. There we go.
Oh, it's a short one too.
So yeah, cannabis pineapple punch, teeny tiny cannabis cookies. So obviously really small bite-sized cookies. There's shit take wedge salad with cannabis blue cheese dressing.
Say that again. What is that?
Shit take. How do you pronounce it?
Shiitake.
Shiitake.
What did you say, Al?
Should take.
Nobody's gonna want to eat some shiitake.
That doesn't sound right, but that's what it looks like. Shit take, right? Shiitake. Okay.
There's a clip. There's a clip for your commercial thingy, Al, right there.
Yeah, exactly. Now, if you notice in the recipes, it mentions the cannabis coconut oil in the shiitake, as well as in well, I was thinking it was in another one too.
So it's both
cannabis infused stuffed peppers.
Ooh, I've seen that kind of thing before. Yeah.
I
believe what they do is
with cannabis and horseradish.
They infuse the entree and then they add it to the dish
afterwards.
I think is what they do.
Wait.
I'm not a big fan of horseradish. Yeah, I like deviled eggs, but not horseradish. No, thank you. My mom was a big fan of horseradish.
But you could technically infuse the yolk.
Yes, that's probably what they do.
Right? And oh my God. You want to make them deviled eggs? Want to talk about real sin? Put some cannabis in it.
Space cake. And the cannabis, the coconut oils in there. Sour mango weed gummies. Lots of people make gummies.
Mango is a good flavor too.
Double chocolate weed brownies.
Oh,
can't go wrong.
And they mentioned can of butter, but you can also use your coconut oil.
I just want to say Rice Krispie squares made with coconut oil, infused coconut oil over butter is so good. The little flavoring of the coconut in it is so good. Anyways, yeah.
Now, something that you can take to your local movie theater and add it later, can of buttered popcorn with ranch.
Oh, yeah. Take some butter with you and throw it on that puppy.
Throw it on your popcorn. That's right.
Would you like
you add this, please, instead of that?
Yeah, they're like, do you want extra butter? No, thanks. I brought my own.
Yeah.
Exactly. But so there's 10 recipes, different, because people were always looking for recipes. And did you notice, Al?
Yep.
Not one peanut butter recipe.
Nice, thank you.
It was fun. I just want to say last week, Al, he worked really hard to make sure he did 2 suggestions. Mine was sauces and yours was no peanut butter. And he found sauces and he got almost to the end and he was like, oh, there's one peanut butter. All of them, no peanut butter.
This week it was a success.
Yes.
I find it weird because I love peanuts. I eat them all the time. I buy a bag of peanuts for the animals and I eat most of them. But I don't like peanut butter. It's the texture, it's the smell, it's the oil.
Have you tried the peanut butter from Bulk Barn where they literally you buy the peanuts and you grind it right there and it's just ground peanuts? I
don't like the taste.
Oh, really?
Okay. Because that is literally just like chewed up.
I understand, but
I have ADHD too. I understand texture.
Consistency. It's not ADHD. I don't think I don't particularly enjoy fish. The smell. I don't like the smell, so I don't eat the fish because I don't like the bones. And that became an issue because for 5 or 6 years I worked on a fishing boat in PEI every summer.
Yeah, but you just won't eat fish. I
can't even walk past a fish counter without holding my breath.
So the example of ADHD and food in like issues with textures and things like that is, for example, with me, I love French toast, but I won't eat it if it's soggy. It's got to be crispy on the outside.
I went and got French toast from the restaurant with Sharon and Dave when they were here, and last year, and it was like I could have made that, and it wouldn't have been soggy in the middle.
So
like I paid
what
$20
you're saying is
for French toast and bacon breakfast at a restaurant, and it was soggy in the middle.
Yeah. So that's why I say it's more, to me, it's more ADHD in the fact that you'll eat peanuts and chew hard peanuts, but as soon as it goes into a paste, it's like, forget it. I don't want it. It's like,
I think it is the paste format, I think, because I have issues with some toothpaste. If it's really chalky, I can't use it. I like a gel more than a paste, because it doesn't. I got a weak constitution for things that I don't like. Right.
I used to get the peanut butter at our local bulk store years ago, and it was just all peanuts. But what I found is it was oilier than
very oily, and I think that might
really
be the main reason. Yeah, but I don't particularly like the smell either. Right. I'll sit there and eat dry roasted peanuts all fucking day long. Probably not so great for my colon, but I cannot take a spoonful of peanut butter like some people. It's so bad that I had to literally get over it with David and Emily, because they loved peanut butter and jam sandwiches. I don't even like to touch peanut butter. I don't want to be around it. It's just like, fuck off.
And a lot of people use peanut butter in cannabis recipes because it's a very strong, powerful, and takes over the cannabis flavor.
Which is surprising because of the allergies that are attached to it.
Yeah.
Like you cannot take a peanut butter and jelly sandwich to school now.
No. Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
I don't think you can even take a tuna and mayo to school anymore, which is what I used to have.
Is that because it stinks?
I don't think people would want to anymore.
Yeah. We know now that mayo goes bad. And you know what? It's not the mayo that goes bad, it's the fish.
It stinks.
I like I said, I have an affliction to the smell of fish that probably started as a teenager because of the boats. And then now I won't say the rest of it.
Well, I have a friend too that can't stand the smell of peanut butter. So out of courtesy, we just don't eat it around him.
I have on my website, or not on my website, on my advertisement stuff for my bed and breakfast, no fish, please. If you fill my house with the smell of fish,
I have to live here.
I don't even want you to barbecue on my barbecue. Thank you.
No, fish is a strong smell. You're not the only one that's
so if you come to visit, don't expect any fish.
I used to eat fish. It was one of the only things I could eat at one point. But when it was cooked, there was a lot of griping that was going on because it stunk, right? So there's a lot less. I eat a lot less fish now, but you mentioned the concern of bones, and I completely agree. I had that same concern. And
I have. It's not a concern. It's an issue. I have an issue with bones. I can't eat chicken off a bone. I can't eat a steak off the bone. Never mind a fish. But I can sit there and watch somebody gut out a moose, no problem. But I can't. I was offered. I was over at Dean and Alzora's on last week on my birthday, and I was offered some moose beef jerky and some partridge that had been murdered a few hours beforehand. Like that's how I internally feel about hunting. I understand the why, and then the bone thing.
Okay, I think we're done recipes and cooking food.
Now
and stuff.
I feel a little ill. Yeah,
let's maybe move on to some healthier habits, right, Mary Jane?
Sure. Let's do
Okay.
that.
We should have a video of you jogging.
That's funny.
Slow motion too.
All right, do
You
your
have to
thing.
catch
I'm going to
me.
get to weed. I'll be right back.
Yeah, you'd have to catch me doing it first. All right. All right. So today I'd like to talk a little bit about multitasking.
Okay.
So we've all heard this phrase, but specifically I want to talk about why it doesn't work. Okay. I'm going to go against what you've been told.
Oh.
So what is multitasking really? So people often think multitasking means getting more done faster by doing lots of things all at once, like maybe texting while cooking or working on a project, all while checking emails. So they're like trying to juggle too many things at once. And when you do this, our brains, basically, they're not built to handle more than one task at a time. So as you're trying to juggle, your brain is just switching back and forth from task to task. And every time it does this, it gets caught on the last task for a couple minutes. So you're still dragging your brain while your body is moving forward. Doing this actually takes longer to finish things, and you're going to make more mistakes and feel more stressed out. I know this because I was literally doing this earlier this week because I had to write trivia for 2 weeks as well as do the Three High Guys podcast. And my brain was struggling because I had multiple tabs, like on your computer. You got multiple tabs open and you're going back and forth between the. You need to just stop and focus.
Correct.
So I'll tell you why focusing on one thing works better. When you focus on one thing at a time, it's called deep work. So it's kind of like being in the zone when you're playing sports or when you're reading a book and you get lost in the book. You literally focus more. You get yourself into a flow where everything just seems to click and you can accomplish things a lot quicker. Basically, look at single tasking. So if you know you have multiple things to do, I know I keep talking about these damn lists, and if you don't like writing it on paper, use something online, but make a list of all the things you need to do and focus one at a time. This is where time management comes in. Take the time and prioritize your tasks. Set certain blocks of time. You can even use the Pomodoro technique, whatever. It's a fancy name that basically means working in short bursts.
Fancy name for write shit down.
No. For working in small bursts. So for example, spend 25 minutes writing. I spent 25 minutes writing trivia. I got up and I walked around for 5 minutes. Then I sat down. I did 25 minutes on the Three High Guys.
I'd be on to 15 different things by then.
But if you have your list, right, and you have it all prioritized, you're more than likely to go back to it.
The only thing I have prioritized is my poop in the morning.
Okay, so this is for you, Al. Tips for staying focused.
It's not going to work.
Clear goals. Write down why you want to achieve these goals. If you write them down, I'll say it again. I've said it like 3-4 weeks ago.
I'll end up doing a shopping list.
If you write down the reasons as to why you're wanting to get these tasks accomplished, you're more likely to do it. Turn off all your distractions. Put your phone on silent. Close all your extra browser tabs. And even go as far as asking the people around you to just give you some time to work.
That I do. I do that.
You said do.
I caught that too.
I did it on purpose though.
And practice your mindfulness. Paying attention to what you're doing helps train your brain to stay focused. It's like working out for your mind. You literally sit there and go, that's the way I am. This is it is. Remember the fixed mindset versus the change. Like you need to just be open and say, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do this and make yourself do this. So basically the wrap up is multitasking is a trick that actually makes you feel and think that you're being more productive. You're not. It's actually slowing you down. Focusing on one task at a time will make you faster, help you work better, and will keep you feeling less stressed. And remember, it's not about doing everything all at once. It's about doing the things well, even if it is only one at a time.
I agree with some of that.
Oh, shit.
And
Sorry.
I guess I
What?
got a question or two or a scenario suggestion.
Let's discuss.
All right. So let's say you're doing something that you have to do in 2 parts. So you got to do
like
you gotta
what?
do
Let's see an
something
example.
that takes like 2 hours,
Mhm.
and you've whatever you're doing, you've set it off to the side.
Like
and
baking a cake, because
correct.
you can't
And then
ice
you have to
it
come back. You have to come back to it later
to ice
on.
it later when it cools down. Yes.
Right. So then
Right.
while you're doing that, having that break in there, like I'm not just going to sit there and look at the cake. I'm going to go off and do something else.
That's when you move to the next task on the list.
That's I look at that as sort of multitasking because you're working
Oh,
on.
no. Multitasking would be baking the cake while answering emails or being on the phone and doing a bunch of other things. Like, I don't know about you, but if I'm talking on the phone and I'm making dinner and I'm trying to get everything ready and on the table at the same time, I need to let that person go.
Yeah,
You burn dinner.
I'm
Yeah,
trying.
or it won't be ready at the same time.
Yeah.
I'll have the pasta done and the ground beef isn't done, or the ground beef is done and the pasta. Like, it's just like I need to focus. And when I have too many things going on, it's like your brain just too many balls in the air.
Perfect example is the start of the show. I was sitting here with Al for a good half an hour, and then the show starts, and we have not used a new thing they have set up here.
New feature,
a new feature, and I forgot that I had to actually set up the show still, and I didn't. Yeah, so and that happened, and then that also happens. Marcel will come in, and I'm setting up the show before the 420 show, and we'll start gib-gabbing, and then somebody else come in, then somebody else come in, and then 3.5 minutes, I'm like, shut the fuck up for a second. I got to finish this,
I agree on the focus end of things. I know when I was writing for Treating Yourself magazine, that's what I had to do. I had to get to a state of mind of being focused on that only, and put me back in the spot I was that I'm writing about, because I wrote about everything that I did as an advocate.
Yeah.
Multitasking is a necessary habit when you have severe ADHD like I do. And it's the only way that I get anything done. I'm doing 5 or 6 things at any given time, or I'm doing nothing.
Okay, so
and it's the only and it doesn't matter what any doctors say, it doesn't matter what's been written in history. That's just the way it is. Somebody with ADHD has a whole backwards way of thinking and doing things that comes out of when you're older. I mean, I'm 60 now, and I've been dealing with this since I was diagnosed at 5 years old. You don't get over a mental health thing like that. I'm on the spectrum. I do things differently. You train yourself to deal with it, or you don't have a life. But the people around you also need to learn and adapt to that's the way I think. And if you can't handle a joke or two during a serious conversation, we're not going to be having too many conversations. And that's just the way it is with somebody who has an attention issue. I can't settle. There's just no way.
Do you
just
find
always just like dum 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 dum? You know.
Do you find, Al, that you have a lot of unfinished projects?
I have, yes, all the time.
So that's the thought process behind multitasking versus single tasking. And as a person with ADHD, I understand, because if you go in that side of the basement, I have probably 20 plus art projects that are half completed and are probably like 3 hours away from being done.
We've seen.
I write a list.
It's when you spread yourself, right? You got to write a list. When you
I
spread
write a
yourself
list
so thin
every
and
day.
you do this and this and this, it's kind of like the top priorities get done. You feed yourself, you clean yourself, you get the house clean, you do those things. But by the time you trickle down to those art projects in the far corner of the basement, it's like, I'll get to that later.
And there's an example for
I'm
that.
tired.
And what studies say is one of the hardest things for an ADHDer to deal with on a daily basis is the lack of attention to menial tasks. You do
I
the
can
things
see
that you
that.
have to do,
Yeah.
but the menial tasks like cleaning and
Do you know about the spoons, Al? The spoons in the drawer?
We used to play a game with them.
So apparently there's a theory, and it talks about how people with ADHD or disabilities, they literally only have X amount of spoons in the drawer. So you get 5 spoons.
Oh,
But-
yeah, no,
and when
yes, I
right?
had.
So you
I
take
had-
out a
I-
spoon because you got to get dressed. There's one spoon
I-
gone. Then you got to go grocery shopping. There's another spoon. But when the spoons are all gone, you have no more energy, no more, like you're done for the day.
Yes, I've heard these things, and then there's another way to deal with it. Like I've got four bowls, 4 plates. I mean, I have more than that because of guests, but I have 4 bowls, 4 plates, and 4 small plates. I have 4 sets of cutlery, and that's it. But I will use every bit of cutlery in the house before I'll load the dishwasher.
Before you load the dishwasher.
Yeah, but no, the spoon is a metaphor.
Not after.
That would last down this house.
I even go some. I understand what you're saying. I've heard those.
So you know it's a metaphor for energy.
Yes, but I
was like, I'm not actually talking about cutlery.
I know. I've heard about all the different techniques. You've got to remember something, Mary Jane. Okay. At the age of 5, my father and my mother, my dad, a doctor, a psychiatrist, my mom, at the time was studying and doing her master's in education. Okay. So I had access to the Hinks Clinic and the Clark Institute, where I was studied in the 60s for what they called hyperactivity disorder back then. Now we know it as ADHD or ADD. And I've had every test that you can think of thrown at me. They used to sit and watch me play on Tuesdays and Thursdays in a little room behind a black thing, a black screen. They could see me, I couldn't see them. But you know what? If you go like this, they could see you and you could see them. You know, things like that. So I've had a lot of tips and training techniques to deal with things. Most of them don't work. Most of them don't work on a real life level. You have to deal with your anxieties and things like that on your own and figure out a way for you to deal with them, as opposed to have somebody
find out what works for
what
you.
works for you. Yeah, thank you, Al. Yeah, what works for you, and that's a good way to put it.
Yeah. Well, that's that's the same with my Crohn's. I got to find out what food works for me, and I'm sure MJ is the same way. So, all righty, move on to the next segment.
There's more.
Oh yeah, there's more. First, we're gonna do a little.
We haven't even done news.
I know, exactly. That's what we're going to go to next after our little promo. Are you looking for non-stop, continuous cannabis and psychedelic programming? If you are, then turn your browsers to 420radio.ca or paceradio.net, where you will find the 420 Pace Re-Rolled Saturday. Everything gets started at 8 a.m. Eastern Saturday morning. There we go. I got us a news article. And Al, I don't know, buddy. You might be interested in this. And that is that a Boston-based company sells, it says AL robots, but it's AI robots that grow cannabis at your own home.
Huh?
Yeah.
What's the robot look like? Is it just an autopot?
I don't know.
Well, I
No.
tell you, my
We'll
auto
see.
pots don't grow
I
for
read the
for me. I have to add shit. Oh, there's a video. Let's
They
watch.
say it was founded 2 years ago. It was founded 2 years ago as an aspiration to hydroponically solve food insecurity. They say people used to, it goes on here, a quote from their founder says, people who use cannabis for health and wellness want something that's clean, pesticide free, and consistent, so you dose it accordingly. And when you grow at home, you get all those benefits. But growing at home has its challenges, which is very true. He says it's so simple. All you need is seeds and water. The robot does everything else.
Really?
How much light to deploy, how many nutrients to dose, even when to turn on a fan to regulate odor. Plus, the robot artificial intelligence technology sends back lessons learned so that the next 90-day harvest is supposed to be better than the last.
I've heard of lights that you can control remotely on your phone or computer. You can set it up. It will interact with your computer, change the temperature, the cycles, and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There are complete systems where you set it up in your computer and it waters and everything. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I do the same thing with my autopots. Is there a video that we can watch?
Yeah, there's a video there, so I'm going to see if it'll play.
Hopefully we won't get in trouble like the last time I tried that.
It's a big disaster down the road. It sounds like a wonderful step forward, but in reality, it's a shooting ourselves in the leg. It should be completely scheduled.
Dr. Mikhail Kogan is the author of a book on the health benefits of cannabis.
If you move it to Schedule 3, a physician must prescribe it. But there is no pharmacist that can dispense it on legal terms. It's not possible because pharmacies cannot dispense botanicals.
The DEA classifies marijuana as a substance that has no currently accepted medical use and a high potential for abuse. The proposed rule would shift the agency's treatment
of
the drug to one that has a moderate to low potential for abuse. Dozens of states already allow marijuana to be used for medicinal purposes or recreationally. Last year, President Joe Biden moved to pardon thousands of Americans convicted at the federal level for simple possession of cannabis and urged governors to do the same. Advocates for a policy change have said marijuana scheduling has unduly affected minority populations and resulted in harsh prison sentences for mere possession.
Ultimately, if we want to bring harmony between state policies and federal policies, the solution is to remove cannabis from the Controlled Substances Act altogether, in a manner similar to the way tobacco and alcohol are not classified as controlled substances.
The proposal kicks off a months-long comment and administrative period, meaning the rescheduling would not immediately take effect. After 60 days, officials will make a final determination before the rule is officially published. Jackie Benson, News 4.
Hey, you know what?
This is all going to change. That
didn't have anything to do with the story.
Oh, really? No matter what that
I was waiting for a video on the technology.
Yeah,
on the technology.
The robot.
Yeah. No, there's no actual robot.
Yeah, they do
it's
hydroponically. You can, yeah, there's like you mentioned earlier, you can buy systems that automatically lights automatically go on. It automatically waters, all that stuff, and yeah.
I have a 2-plug utility plug that's rated for outside that I use in the greenhouse and I use downstairs, and I can control 2 things. So I'll have the fan on one and the lights on another. I could put a self-watering system together, but I'm using auto pots, so I'm basically doing that anyways. So yeah, it's not too expensive. It cost me $40, I think, for the plug, and you can control it on your phone, right? And set up timers and everything. And then you can do the same thing with self-watering hydro stuff, right? Like you said.
Personally, myself, I like to interact with my plants.
You know what? I suggested to Puff Dog to get some auto pots because for their small area that they have, I think it'd be perfect, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he refuses because he wants to get his head in there and talk to his plants and touch them and feed them and caress them and
you love your plants, they will love you back.
That's what they say. I'm not loving my plants at the moment.
Just don't over love them.
Yeah,
because if you give them too much food, you can
kill them.
You can kill them. Especially with salt-based foods. And so, all righty. Now, as far as
sports.
Sorry, as far as the way sports goes, I've got us a story here. And this is something I believe should happen in several places, and that is because the headline says cannabis-infused drinks will be sold at Portland Pickles games in a historic new partnership. So this is a cannabis beverage that is available at a sporting event.
Yeah, but that's also in the U.S., not Canada.
Correct. Yeah, I know. So
bring it here. Bring it here.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm getting at. We don't have that. Not in Ontario.
And we should. That's right. Well, we have lounges in the U.S.
You go to a fucking Toronto Blue Jay game, you should be able to go and get an infused drink, just like buddy next to you goes and get a beer.
Here's something I was wondering. I can bring food and beverage into the Blue Jays game in my bag. Like I can bring chips and whatever I want. I was wondering the other day, could I bring a cannabis beverage in there? I would think not, because they're selling alcohol, and due to regulations, you can't have cannabis beverages and alcohol in the spot.
Do they check your bags when you go into
they know you have food, but like if you had it shoved in the bottom of like a bunch of food, like they would just look in and be like, oh, there's food.
Before even legalization, I used to put my Shatterizer in my my test kit because I have my diabetic kit with me usually.
Mm-hmm.
And they wouldn't even look in that because they zip it open, they see the needles, and they're like, right? So I got my Shatterizer in there. That's how I used to sneak it into Ontario Place before. Now they allow it. They can't really stop you now, right?
All right. So, wrong spot.
Al.
Put that one back up there, Al.
Okay, if I have to.
There you go. So these beverages, they say the drinks will contain 2 milligrams of THC and 4 milligrams of CBD.
Geez, that's less than here.
Yeah. Non-alcoholic, of course.
Why can't you have both?
What's that?
Why can't they have both?
Both. Oh, alcohol. Well, then alcohol and cannabis, it seems everywhere.
They mix very well. Don't let anybody tell you that they don't mix. They mix very well.
Don't mix them. That's terrible.
They'll be sold in 3 different locations throughout the stadium: the Jack Daniels Party Deck Bar, Dylan's Hideaway Bar, and a third standalone pop-up inside the gates. And you got to be 21 to purchase it. So
can you consume them in the stands though while you're sitting at your stairs? You're sitting in your chair.
Oh, I don't know about that part. Yeah.
You should be able to, just like
you're allowed to drink beer.
Whatever.
Are you? Yeah, I guess if you can take your beer to the stands, then I don't see why you couldn't take a 2 milligram THC drink to the stands.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I still think it's crazy that they don't think that adults are responsible enough to have, cannabis and alcohol.
I think it's one of those things where, monkey see, monkey do. We've had issues before. We don't want to deal with it. I think is what it is.
Well,
but they probably have more issues dealing with drunk fucking fans than anything.
Just think at the Sky Dome when the roof's open, smoking section.
Yeah.
There's no smoking, right?
Nope. Not here in Ontario, anyways.
No.
But beverages, I think they should be. If they can sell the alcohol beverages at sporting events, there's no reason why people shouldn't be able to have access to TH infused beverages at events.
Now saying that, how many years did it take for them to allow alcohol at events and things?
I don't know, but however long it took, it may have taken longer than what it should have. So we should learn by our past experiences and bring it on sooner than in the past.
Legalize mushrooms. Yay. Oh, sorry. Wrong show.
I will say, when consuming cannabis and alcohol, I think there is a danger that a lot of people are not aware of. New users.
You're going to go fall asleep?
No.
Some people have really bad reactions when mixing cannabis and alcohol, especially if you go alcohol and then cannabis.
Yeah, I used to green out.
So if you are new to it, and maybe they're just, but it's kind of like, if you keep people away from it, then they're not going to experience it, and they need to know that maybe they are not want to mix it. I don't know.
When does the time come when you're responsible for your own actions? If you're a fucking dick when you're out partying, then you're a dick. It's got nothing to do with
I thought our government said the age of majority. That should be the legal age.
Ontario,
somebody should be
Ontario is
responsible.
the only province that is 19. Everything else is 18.
Alcohol?
No. Quebec is the only one that's 18.
Cannabis.
Oh, yeah, cannabis is 19, correct.
No, here in Ontario.
Yeah.
But everywhere else in Canada is 18.
21 in Quebec.
Oh, really? But they're not Canada anymore, as far as they're concerned. Sorry. Sorry.
Fake news.
There goes three more
fake
followers.
News.
Yeah, fake news.
It's there's people who can handle them both. There's some people who can't. I know when I used to drink alcohol. I didn't drink a lot of alcohol, but when I did, and back then I was a smoker as far as cannabis.
It compounds it.
But when I ended up having a beer, there was times where I found the nice, cool cement floor a much more relaxing spot to be.
Yes. Yeah, been there, done that.
Yeah. So not anymore. I don't drink.
So speaking of cool things, just off topic, do you flip your pillow in the middle of the night to get the cooler side?
No.
MJ?
No, I have a satin pillowcase. It's always cool.
Oh, I love satin. Look, Al's like,
Yeah, I care about my skin and my hair, so it's gotta be.
Oh, it'd be cold. So cold.
Oh, it'd be so cold. But yes, I do. I will flip my pillow as many times as I have to stay cool at night.
Why don't you get one of those cool gel pillows?
I don't like them. I like your regular everyday $9.88 at Walmart pillows. Just regular. My mom bought me a Sealy Posturepedic pillow. When she bought her bed, she bought this. She didn't like it, so she gave it to me. It is the most uncomfortable pillow I've ever slept on.
Probably was like $100 fucking pillow too.
It was over $300, Mary Jane.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, because it's the
That's
brand.
ridiculous. I know.
And
And
they've
it's the
got
quality
and the quality, and it's hand stitched, and it's
Yeah.
got the beads inside, and it's basically a big fucking beanbag chair, or beanbag pillow, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. When you move just a little bit, all you hear is.
I hate those pillows. It's like there's
hate that
people
sound.
inside your pillow just rustling around.
I have to have white noise on volume
Like,
6.
go to
just
bed,
sleep.
people.
Noisy.
Or you go to a hotel and you've got those plastic bed cover under your sheets, right? To bed protector in the hotel, and every time you move, it's like crinkle, crinkle, crinkle. It's like, shut the fuck up.
No, I just bought the never go flat pillow. And I kept my receipt, because if that fucker goes flat, I'm contacting the company and I'm going to be like, your pillow went flat and it says never go flat.
I don't like feathered pillows because you always poke yourself. You always get poked. If it's a good high quality down pillow.
Well, you need to get a good pillow protector then, the one that has like the
I don't like the feather. I like your foam, your everyday foam, soft, no bevel. Just give me a fucking pillow and fuck off.
So I know what you need. You need the buttress.
The buttress.
The buttress. It's a new pillow. I'm like,
I
wish I would have had this ready. Somebody Google this right now. It's called the buttress, and it literally is a butt.
Hey,
so your head does rest
different,
in the crack.
Different pants, yes, literally, and it's ergonomic. You can like snuggle right into the crack. Oh, I want one.
Do you have a link for that article that you were talking about earlier, Al, that you can put in our chat?
I haven't put it in the chat. No.
That nobody's chatting. I don't know why nobody's chatting with us today. We're on 3 different YouTube channels and nobody's saying anything.
3 different channels. We're on different
viewers.
Yeah. Oh yeah. People are viewing, but we didn't tell.
Those are the only ones that we see.
We usually talk at the beginning of the broadcast about what's coming up in the broadcast in today's show. But we went right into StreamYard instead of being able to.
Yes.
Yeah. That's your pillow.
Butt pillow. Yeah,
that's the jean buttress, and they come in different. In different models and different sizes.
Is there a heart-shaped one? Is there a heart-shaped one?
So
that's what we were into back in the 70s, the heart-shaped ass.
Yeah,
because all the new jeans were coming out.
There's different models. There's the ODB, there's the OMG, and the extra large.
So small, medium, and large.
Yeah.
Hispanic. And
they do have different skin colors too. If you want to, not thinking for dirty purposes.
It's just
thinking it's comfy. It's a pillow.
Comfy.
It's a buttress. Pillow. It's a buttress. It's ergonomic.
I've never seen it. On my bed when I was a kid, I had a life-sized lion. That was my
a life-size lion.
Yeah, it was pretty big.
Would you say
or to you when you were a kid, it was like
it was on the floor when I was sleeping.
Yeah,
but it was a giant pillow, is what it was. Yeah. But anyways,
all righty. No entertainment or events today, correct?
No. Yeah. But I will say I was sadly disappointed. I don't have events, but I will say I was sadly disappointed when I went to go to the movie theater last weekend.
Let's play the intro still. You just don't have events. You got entertainment. There you go.
All right. So I did last week I mentioned that the movie The Joker was coming out. I heard from some other people, a lot of people actually, not to waste your money. Don't even bother going to see it. It was garbage.
Yep.
Was that a spoiler alert? Oh,
yeah. I was like, I didn't see it, but everyone was like, oh my God, it was terrible.
Less than half the box office of the first film. Very disappointing is what they're saying. And I even saw something like Lady Gaga has actually learned how to act. So, things like that. They're slamming it. It's not good reviews at all. I tried watching it and I gave up after 5 minutes.
Wow. Holy smokes,
Yeah,
5 minutes. Is she in the movie?
She is Harley Quinn. No, not Harley.
Yeah, she plays Harley Quinn, doesn't she?
Is it Harley Quinn? Okay.
Yeah. I heard
Smoker's
that.
Flame.
Yeah, somebody had said to me, I even like Lady Gaga, and I did not like her performance in this.
Well, you know what? I'm not a big fan of Joaquin Phoenix, and to begin with. Yeah, I'm not a big. He's a character actor, and I'm just not a big fan of his. So I didn't even. I tried watching the first one as well, and I just couldn't get into it. So we'll just say now. But are you done with that?
I was just gonna say double disappointment on the movie front, because when I went to go watch the movie on Saturday night, apparently the only theater that was playing it last weekend was Toronto. There was one theater in Toronto that was playing it.
What was it?
It's called Saturday Night, and it's after the Saturday Night Live television show.
Was it the 50th anniversary thing you're talking about?
No, they created a movie based on the the television show, like Lorne Michaels and Dan Aykroyd. And they have a cast of people playing those people. It's basically a bunch of nobodies. Although William Dafoe is in it, there are big name people. But anyways, that actually is playing this weekend. This Friday is the release of that at every theater in Ontario, at least. So we'll be going to see that on Saturday. Super excited. But that's for me.
I had a chance. Are you done?
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Okay. I had a chance to watch. I'm a huge fan of the Tragically Hip, Kingston band. Kingston, Ontario is where they're from. And my two favorite bands, the Hip and Headstones, are from Kingston. I watched their primetime movie very intently, and I've pulled up the trailer for it, so we're not ruining anything. Besides, we're not really ruining anything anyways. They've had a very public career. If you don't know who the Tragically Hip is, you should.
Yeah.
I have a question. Is that Downey?
Gord Downey.
Yeah, he was the lead singer.
And his brother. And there's two Gords, a Paul, and can't remember the other guy.
Because Gord Downey passed away, right?
Right. He's played by his brother, Jack.
Yeah, which in the movie, it takes you from the conception of the band right up to the big concert, which is now 5 years.
Yeah, the last concert
that was epic. The fact that they actually made that available for everybody.
Let's watch. Yeah, let's watch the clip because it talks about that. 11 million people watched that. Okay.
Oh, wow.
11 million people. All right, so let's have a peek at that, and then we'll talk about it, or we won't.
No dress rehearsal. This is our life. That's what you got to do. You got to make the most of it.
From Kingston, Ontario, Canada, my friends, the Tragically.
If any of us were in another band, I don't think we'd be able to do it because we wouldn't be in another band with our friends.
Crowds would get so loud that you couldn't hear anything happening on stage.
They put on a monster show. They were loud and tight and forceful, and Gord was mesmerized.
It made it cool to be Canadian. I feel silly being sort of about it.
He was there a lot to people. It came at its cost.
Quiet down front.
30 years, relationships can get strained.
We probably should have had some therapy. I think at that point we probably needed it.
We knew there were problems. There was anger and frustration and resentment. And then Gord got his diagnosis.
First we'd climb a tree. It was brain cancer, and it was incurable. The worst of the worst.
Memories, which used to be my forte. And now I can't remember people's names and can't remember lyrics.
What he's planning to do next is nothing short of awe-inspiring.
We got together and started to rehearse, to write an end to our own story.
No dress rehearsal. This is our life.
People came out and they showed their appreciation, gave Gord their love, and it helped him.
I swear, as we progressed, he got better, and it was unbelievable.
And by the end of the tour, he felt like old Gord.
Tonight we smoke
Multiple generations of Canadians decided that the Tragically Hip were our band.
They will define for generations to come the music that exemplifies this country.
Very, very emotional movie. You should watch it. Oh. By Hot Wheels.
I was going to say the same thing. I have to unmute my mic after I got a little loud up front. Yeah,
seemed appropriate.
Chills, and
you know what? It's
memories.
if you are a hip fan, seriously, watch that if you have Prime, because that is something that I would go and see in a theater. I would go see that in a theater.
Yeah.
It was mesmerizing. The emotions that go through the whole show. I think there's 4 episodes, so it's not just sit down and watch a 3-hour movie. There's 4 episodes, and it takes you, like I said, through the span of the career and life of the gentlemen that are the Tragically Hip, focusing on Gord Downie, of course, because he was the attention seeker and the lead singer of the band, right? But it's a very interesting ride. It's emotional, and there's lots of tunes and lots of information that I didn't know.
Yeah, I imagine. I got to see them a couple times.
I've seen them a half a dozen times, maybe more.
And then I've seen last year, the year before, I saw a cover band played in Marmara.
Grace 2 is supposed to be very good, and they're going to be doing a special show to raise money for, it might be the Donnie Warbuckle or whatever.
Okay.
There's something there going on.
It was the Practically Hip.
The Practically Hip, yes.
Is who I saw.
That's Kevin's band, isn't it?
No. There's. I think I know who you're talking about, and I'm going to get there in a second. I'm just looking to see if I had an album on my phone of the. I took a bunch of pictures and video of the Practically Hip when they played in Marmara, and
they've been around for a long time.
Big crowd there for them, and it did a good job. Now, Craig used to have Music and Mary Jane on the Pace Radio network. Craig McEachran. His band is the Acoustically Hip.
There you go. And you know what? Surprisingly, they're very good.
Very good.
They're also authorized by the Tragically Hip to play their music.
I got to see them in Campbellford. They actually went to the Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. And
I was gonna go see them. I was gonna go see them at that where the merry-go-round is in Alderville. They were playing there one Saturday night, but I didn't make it over. It's not safe to drive stoned around there.
They play in Peterborough quite often at the different bars. They're up there, and Craig does a good job of it. All right, talking about Kingston. we're gonna move into the next segment, but I don't have an intro for this because we've never done an interview intro. So unfortunately, we're into the next segment, and talking about Kingston, as I mentioned.
On the road. There you go.
We went on the road the other day and made our way to Kingston, Ontario.
Yes.
And we visited Dave and Masta at the Happel Workshop. For anybody who doesn't know what the Happel is, the Happel is a pipe that you use to consume.
It's a
old
hash
school
pipe.
hash pipe, old school hash.
Now, yeah, I should have loaded that. I'm sorry.
I got my hash pipe.
When I do my review of the dewdrop, I will load up that song.
When you do the review of the dewdrop,
the dewdrop,
you can do the dew.
It's hidden.
It's hidden.
But
we're not allowed to show it
yet. While we were there, we did some video footage and things like that, and it was.
I feel like you should just say you said Dave and Masta, but it's Electric Dave and Masta Glass
on Instagram. Correct.
Yes. Just for those who don't actually know.
Correct. And I did ask them. Well, how do you want me to say your names?
Yeah,
Dave.
They're very laid back guys.
They're so chilled. I get that. Yeah.
I enjoy chatting with Dave. He's been around a long time, and we used to chat with him every year at the Karma Cup.
Yeah. So it was good. It was good to go out to the workshop and see where the Happels are created.
As I said earlier, I thoroughly enjoyed doing that. I've wanted to try and do that with somebody for a long time now. And I literally just sat here and let Al do what he did. And I just watched. It was fucking awesome. You don't get that vantage point of somebody blowing glass.
Yeah.
And Massa was so chilled and laid back. He was telling us what was going on. Anyways, I'll shut up. Play the clip.
Oh no! Keep going. No.
He was talking us through everything. Both of them were.
Yeah.
Talking us through everything. Dave made some Happels and stems and a few other things, and it was Master was making a pipe when we got there.
I gave it a name. I don't know if he'll keep it or not, but I gave it the name, the Sugar Twist Donut.
Oh yes, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah. That gives you a bit of an idea of what the pipe looked like. Okay, because he started it out as a donut.
It was just a little ring. Yeah.
Yeah. That'll be all part of some video clips that we're going to be putting together over time. Put in between our shows or to use our commercials or whatever.
Don't want to talk on anybody.
But I'm going to in the end, I'm going to take that, and I want to be able to create basically a video or a documentary of the Happel
on Glassbron. Yeah.
And so I've put something together. I took some clips out, and then when I looked at everything, I went, "Holy shit! That's not a trailer. That's a mini movie, right?"
No. You know what? I really enjoyed doing that because it worked out. And it was one of the first time we've done an on location thing where nothing went wrong.
And we just kept recording. Everything was just recorded, and I'll be doing some editing now that I got some editing skills behind me. So
there you go. Yeah, Al's been having.
Here is the I'm going to call it. Here is the Happel trailer. Here we go.
There you go. The Happel trailer.
This, guys, is a BT bottle with a little straw on the end of it. Okay. Back in the day, we used to have glass bottles, soda pops in glass bottles. Okay. soft drinks. And this was built for the old school hash. This is the hash that your uncles and your grandparents would get. And this is the stuff that we would all treasure whenever we could get it, because we thought it was the best stuff, because it's the constant. It was our form of concentrate.
Correct.
Right?
That's
When we were
what it
young,
was,
right?
yes.
This is
To answer your question now.
Oh, here we go.
Forward. Oh, now you're going to cut this out if it doesn't work, right?
You just cut it out now. These are the 4 or 3 tools I use to form and shape the hackles.
So now once the prep work is done over on the lathe, it now has to come over to me to put the mouthpiece on and finish off the top part. So first up, I just need to clean up and close off the top that's left over.
First thing I'll do is I will heat up the corner and I'll push in the Maria, which is the circular love access stopper. Right? Whereas I'm kind of like, I'm 49 years old, I don't have time to be an artist.
You know, but each one is individual, though. There's only one of each. So it does make it art.
Oh, stop it. Okay.
Cool, Al.
There you go.
Very good job. Thank you.
You're welcome. Some of the moments throughout the day when we're there, and obviously when I get everything finalized and together, there will be some answers to some questions that might show up because of that clip, such as what's he doing with that apple and the nail on the ground?
And where do I get one?
Where do I get one? Yeah, exactly. Where do you get one? All that's answered during the clip. We sit around, we have some conversation throughout the day. So that'll be
We all smoked some hash, even though I wasn't there.
You weren't there, but you got to see it go by.
I was still smoking hash, though.
Yes. Yeah. So we had a good time. We had some laughs. Go ahead.
I just want to say, for those of you that want to follow either Dave or Masta on Instagram, their tags are Electric Dave, and then it's Masta, Masta with an H, glass. So if you want to check
and
that
they
out.
are available, I believe, through OCS now, and some stores are carrying them.
Yeah. He's got a patent on
the apple, correct? Yes.
Yeah, you get them in the stores, $55.
Yeah, and then you can purchase some Nugs hash to go with it, the old school hash.
You don't have to do 2 purchases if you do it that way too, because that's just one.
Yeah, and his the new one, the Dewdrop.
The Dewdrop.
It's
which drops soon.
Yeah, we're not allowed to show it until it drops.
It was just announced yesterday or the day before to the wholesalers to let them know that it's now available. So they'll be ordering in order to make them available in the stores.
It's like the Apple 3.0. They didn't even go Apple 2.0. They went like Dewdrop. It's amazing. It's amazing.
As soon as I get the Dewdrop here, I will all 3 use them, and you'll be able to see. Al's used his Apple on the show, I think, already, haven't you?
Yeah, I've used the Apple on the show. I got an early version, or not an early version. I got a Dewdrop demo.
Yeah,
and I actually reviewed it on the 3 High Guys. That's when I was outside where I can smoke, but I'm inside. So
You don't use hash in the house either?
no.
It's a whole different kind of smoke.
Yeah, I know.
It's very it either sometimes it even smells like poop.
Well, we don't want that in the house. I don't think I want that in my apple.
I don't want that in my doobie. Never mind my house.
No, exactly. So yeah, it was overall, like I said, it was a good day, informative, and I look forward to putting this all together.
I look forward to seeing what you come up with. I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to trying it.
Yeah. Well, you'll be able to do a review and coming days. MJ, have you tried? Oh no, you haven't. Right, you haven't tried one of these yet.
I need to get some hash, but I've been looking.
May I suggest?
Online.
May I suggest, as far as hash goes, I have been buying Vortex brand, and it's 2 grams for $38. So
okay, so none of the stores locally actually sell hash because apparently nobody in my city smokes hash.
You don't have
no, and I would have to order. I would have to order from the OCS, and
just go to the reservation.
I don't like to buy concentrates and stuff from the res because I don't.
I get that.
It's the same reason I don't buy baked goods from bake sales. I'm sorry. I just donate.
You don't know what you get. Yeah,
I don't know if that lady's got like 9 cats and she lets them crawl all over her counter. I don't want to eat her cookies. You know what I mean? So, and because the Nugs apple, I'm looking for some Nugs hash, the old school hash. So,
can you not get that through OCS as well?
I can, but they literally just deliver it and stick it in my mailbox, and there's no guarantee that porch pirates aren't going to snag it.
You know what? I'm getting sick of this. I
have another concern with dealing with the OCS.
I know a few people who have had the porch pirates hit them, and it's ridiculous because once the driver takes that picture and submits it, it's out of their hands, and they won't put in a claim for it. It's
the fact that they're mailing cannabis without signature required. Like if I order alcohol from a restaurant or a delivery service, they check your ID when they drop it off at the door. They don't just leave it on your porch.
I use the postal service for that. I don't use
it is Canada Post. It's Canada Post. And the reason is OCS, and same with all the LPs, the medical LPs, it's not mandatory to have signature required, and it ups the price of shipping, and they don't want it. We don't want to pay the shipping on the products, and they don't either.
So anybody, the 10-year-old that gets the mail could get the mail.
Absolutely. My neighbor's kid could come and take my thing.
I thought they had to have a.
It's like here, it goes to my mailbox. We all have mailboxes at the post office. It does not come to your thing. The only thing, since I've been here, the only thing that's been delivered right to my door was my greenhouse.
I have a lot of.
I've never, I haven't ordered cannabis. Well, I guess I ordered cannabis back in the MMAR days. I got my gold envelope with my pre-ground milled little wee. Is that
right from Health Canada? Eh?
Yeah, right directly from Health Canada. That's when we only had
some
one
of that.
system. That was prairie plant system.
Prairie plant system. Yeah, I've had some of that before.
Yeah, I haven't ordered online since that day.
I use BC Bud Express when I order, and they even take ID now to be compliant with the regulations in BC because they're different than here in Ontario. And but they're allowed to ship, cannabis. You're allowed to ship cannabis now via the mail, and they can't really do anything about it unless but you don't be stupid. Don't try and mail 3 or 4 pounds at a time.
No.
I feel like even mailing the legal limit is always a risk because if somebody gets the package and those are like, if they know that there's weed in there, there's like, what, you think it's going to show up?
I had somebody send me a package and they had no smelly bags.
Oh.
And when I went in to get it, I gave the gal my card and she came back and looked at me and goes, "Here's your stinky package." And laughed. Yeah. I mean, but I'm in there all the time. And I just found it really funny. And then I found out that they've got their own stuff. Canada Post has their own stinky bags that you can purchase. They're just a couple of bucks. But I would not suggest buying one, sealing it, and putting it in the mail, because porch thieves and other people in the postal system know that's a stinky bag.
Hide it in a brown envelope. And
what I suggest is use the stinky bags, but put them in one of the prepaid boxes so that you can't see the stinky bags, and they work as stinky bags in your box. So the lady at the counter at the post office and goes, "Here's your stinky package."
Yeah. Well, you also have to think about being careful of what you put in there to try and like mask the smell. Like, because I know, remember when I mailed you mints as well, and I was worried. I was like, what if the flavor of the mint then gets into the weed? Then it would taint the, you know what I mean? Like, so don't put like perfumey potpourri in with your weed. Do what Al says. Grab the stink or the stink bag.
It won't work. Put it in the stink bag, buy a prepaid box, and send it that way. It's only going to cost you an extra $2 or $3 for the stinky bag. And if you can get away with sticking 3 or 4 of those in one of those boxes for $25 or whatever it is. And that's the most safest way. Or just use a stinky bag. I have countless amounts of these fucking stinky bags that I save so that I can send to somebody who's sending me weed.
Oh man!
All righty, you're tired.
It must be getting 11:30. Oh, it's 11:40.
It's 11:45. We're running a little long, which is
that's why. Yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to that needs to be discussed? Other than that,
what's for lunch?
What's for lunch? Correct. Yeah, I gotta go take the dog for a walk. I got some questions sent to me. I gotta answer some questions. Looks like StreamYard's new changes are affecting more than just us.
Huh?
Yeah. I got a message. Ow! about StreamYard. So.
Yep.
Yeah. I gotta deal with something when I get off of here. So. All righty. Anything else? No,
I don't think so. Other than it's Thanksgiving this weekend. Hopefully everybody enjoys their long weekend.
I'm going for turkey on Sunday.
Nice.
We're not doing a 420 show on Friday because it's turkey weekend.
Okay.
I'll put on a replay. And, are you doing shows all week, Al?
Yeah, we're doing shows all the week. We won't be doing Mondays. Next Monday's news because of it being a holiday.
But if you want to watch what we've been doing on both networks during the week, you'll be able to watch the re-roll on Saturday.
Yeah, the re-roll will run on Saturday. All the past shows from the past week will air there, as well as little fillers that we put in between, such as little Apple video and other things will be added in the tours and stuff we've done. So, okay.
Awesome. Say goodbye, Al.
All right. Goodbye, Al. See you, MJ. Talk soon. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
You're watching the 420 Pace Network, found at 420radio.ca and paceradio.net. Are you looking for non-stop, continuous cannabis and psychedelic programming? If you are, then turn your browsers to 420radio.ca or paceradio.net, where you will find the 420 Pace re-rolled Saturday. Everything gets started at 8 a.m. Eastern Saturday morning.